right? Like I love being like present, but sometimes it is about capturing those moments.
Right.
So it's kind of like it's a balance. But like you said, when it comes to work or whatever, plugging in when you need to, unplugging. And I think that the hustle, go mentality, because you can get it like that, but it's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? Not a sprint.
What's up? Welcome to the Hube Knows Best Pod. I appreciate your support. In return, I hope I provide you with some worthwhile gems that benefit you on your journey. At the very least, I hope I put a smile on your face. If not, hopefully you share this with someone that does benefit. And I got you next time. Again, thanks for joining today, and let's get this thing going.
All right, welcome to another episode of Hube Knows Best Pod. I'm gonna give you the truth, the whole truth, well, as best as I can, so help me God. Today we have a great guest. We have RAYMI, multifaceted young lady. She's a hairstylist, she does nails, and she's also a musical artist, right?
Yes.
So
Thank you.
Me and RAYMI are both members at Soho, so that's how we connected. But I thought she was very interesting, so I wanted to bring her on the podcast, learn a little bit about her. So y'all gonna learn about her as I'm learning about her also. So this should be interesting because we don't really know each other like that, but you got good vibes. RAYMI, you told me you from the south side of Chicago, right? Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Okay. How is that? Like, how do you feel like that's influenced you as a person today?
It's lit. I was just driving home one day and I was like, I am so thankful. Like, to even be able to navigate like Chicago streets at any time. Like I floated, literally float through my hood. You know what I'm saying? And it just made me feel like, wow, I grew up right here. Like right here, this is where Canfield was. You know what I'm saying? I think the beauty of it is to be able to see how Chicago has changed and like where it's changed, where it's developing or where it's not, or what, you know, just it always, you know, areas go up and down. But I think it's just so beautiful. I wouldn't want to be from anywhere else.
You really would. And I think that's like, I know everybody like love their city, but I feel like Chicago people be banging so hard about y'all city.
Because you got to.
Yeah.
First of all, in the name, Chicago, I think I just tweeted this like maybe 2 months ago. Chi, I believe it's Japanese, means life force energy.
Okay.
So, ka, if you look that up, root word is to call forth, go. So I take it wherever I go. It's with me. I call it forth. It's life force energy.
Okay.
And it's like, if you from here or if you come here, you feel it too. You know it. You know, that don't make it that, you know, it's just a place among itself, man. A law among itself, really.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
So, take us on a little bit of a journey, right? So you from here. You telling me you went to Illinois State, right?
Yeah.
What did you major in Illinois?
Business management, entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go get the money. All right, business school.
What you major in?
Business management.
Period.
You know, I'm repping my school today. I got the bison on my
We
shirt.
see you. We see you.
But okay, so you went to school, majored in business. So did you always know that you wanted to like do like hair and nails, or was like you were just kind of figuring out that was like something that you was already good at, and you was like, I'm gonna pivot this into a business?
You know what? My mother has been in business for over. She's been licensed for over, I know now, like probably 50 years, but she's been in business now for over 30 something years. And that's just about my age, you know. So for me, going to school for business, entrepreneurship, like I didn't realize how much I was following behind my mom. But I remember braiding my sister's hair. She's got long, beautiful hair. And I can only imagine some of them hairstyles, if we had photos of them back in the day, like what they look like. But I find myself doing that same stuff on women today. And I didn't realize how much my mom probably influenced that. But I knew like sophomore year I wanted to go to hair school and all the whole nine. But I think my mom was like, I know what this life is like. You're doing something past that. You're going. But I found myself back in it because I just love the art. She's a dancer. She's still dancing. Step right now is, you know, the thing, but she can go. I'm talking about.
You talking about your mom?
My mom, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, I didn't realize how much until recently, like, I was influenced by her. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, so you said your mom has been licensed for like 50 years.
My mom has been licensed for a very long, yes.
How long have you like been doing the hair and nails thing?
5 years. Okay. Arts, all that. I just kind of dove right into like art versus like corporate. I got back into it because my mom was sending me up that corporate, like do this, and that was cool. Like I've learned so much from working in corporate America, and sometimes I think about going back just because of structure and just how that is. Because I mean, but with business, any type of business, you know, you gotta have structure, you gotta have order to things. So sometimes with creativity, when you just like, oh, I'm just a creative, like, okay, but where you going with it? What we doing? What we creating? You know?
Yeah, like have something behind it.
That part.
So you actually did like the traditional like corporate America thing for a little bit.
Yep.
How was that?
It lit. I had a good time. I mean, at the time, it was hard. You know what I'm saying? Like some stuff was hard. Like, you know, but it became hard, and I think God makes spaces a little uncomfortable when it's time for you to grow or move past a thing. So I stayed in that space as long as I could, but it was cool because I was a manager. I got to work with different people. It was different because at the time I was so young, so I would have people who was like, who were older than me that worked not for me, under me, but we worked as a team, but technically I was their boss, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So it was very, very interesting. And then being a woman, a black woman, a melanated woman, you know, in those spaces. Okay. So it was interesting. It was so interesting.
Okay, and did you have the tattoos? Because you like, I'm at it, but you like at it.
You got right, but see, that's interesting. Okay, so I didn't start tattooing my hands until I knew I was full blown, not going back and just work. I love working for myself, you know, and yeah. So and then when I got in music, I was like, okay, I know this is what for me. But my tattoos, yeah, they developed as I was still at Enterprise because most of the time I would wear a suit, so you're not seeing my body. I don't have no face tattoos. My hands just started getting tatted, and my legs too. I wasn't tattooing my legs for a while, so we get, you know.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. All right, so did you do like the Enterprise like management?
You already know that
was the thing. Like, cause funny enough, across from Howard there was an Enterprise rental car.
What?
Yeah, so like I know I had a bunch of friends that like did the Enterprise manager track, and like I used to get mad because I got turned down.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, but I was also fucking off in school. Like, so I was playing ball, but I wasn't going to class. So I never did an internship. Kids do an internship in college. Make sure you have good enough grades so you can do an internship.
Facts.
Paid or unpaid. But yeah, like they was like, nah, bro.
Damn.
But it's cool because if I'd have did that, I don't know if I would have been where I'm at now.
That part.
Yeah.
No, that's facts. That's facts. I remember, I think all these around that time too was offering like a car and this and that, but like your GPA from college, it mattered. Like if you in, so yeah, that's the thing. But like you said, everything happens for a reason. So I did Enterprise. I also worked at Verizon for a little while, thinking like, okay, I can go to hair school while I just needed. Enterprise was too demanding. Like,
oh yeah, the hours be crazy.
The time, you know. I mean, you there, you know, all day basically. Get up, do it again. It's not really,
and weekends. And
it seems like it's not really set up for like, you to have a life outside of that. It's not really set up for it, and they don't. It's stressful. It's a stressful job. I don't know if anybody rents Enterprise to tell all their business, but I'm not in a contract with them, so it doesn't matter. But Enterprise sets you up so that you basically, they want you to not have cars on the lot that runs. It. Long story short, it ties into your profit. How a branch is ran. I don't know if you know it, but it's just crazy.
I got a friend that's currently working at a rental car center, and like. She told me about like the hours, the like shit she be doing now. Like, and
it's based on customer service. But the thing is, if you got people who like
are petty,
or yeah, you know what? Because at the end of the day, that's what ruined it for me. It was people. It wasn't so much the company. The company, you know, is a company, right? Like it's a company, so it's levels to that shit. But like the people that come to Enterprise, like, or any place, sometimes. In the South, really. Customer service, like you know, they give you a hard. It depends on what's going on. Oh, why y'all ain't got? I just work here, ma'am. Let me help you the best way I can. Let's work together. Like, but I did really good. That's why I did good, because I was like good with people. You know, I treat people how I want to be treated. So,
what side of town was this in Chicago?
Yeah.
What side of town were you?
I was everywhere. With Enterprise, I was like a few different places. Cal City. I was on 92nd and Stony, 74th when they were over there on Stony. I done been to Homewood. I done been to
You know?
South Loop with Enterprise, yeah, I mean, Burbs, yeah.
The Burbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like, if you're not from Chicago, you don't know that, like, low-key the Burbs is a little rougher than the actual city. So, like, God bless you for making it out of there.
I'm crying. It's not even nothing to make it out of. You just gotta mind your business.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Hey, hood politics is pretty much the same everywhere. Mind your business, you low-key be okay.
You be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, pay attention to what's going on around you,
Yeah, head on the swivel, but mind your business. Stay out the way.
Man.
All right, so you did that for a little bit, and then you said, okay, I'm gonna go get my cosmetology, get my hair, like all that stuff. Like, so how long did it kind of take you to like get ramped up after like not being in that space, like coming from corporate America and doing like the hair
like
thing?
To turn up, basically?
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to say my first, second year, because I was like determined, transferable skills. You pull them from school, you pull them from the job, you're like, yo, all right, it's certain things that you got to do. It's about branding, it's about marketing, it's about, customer service. So it is about how you treat your people. And it didn't take me long, because our Instagram was like, I don't know how long Instagram has been out now, but like I used
2010.
2010. Yeah. Okay. So
maybe a little bit before that. I know it came out like right after I graduated college.
Okay. Yeah. So I used that tool at that time to turn up, really, like, I mean, just, turn up the value, promote myself. And then honestly, I also worked in the window at my mother's salon, and that was very helpful because visibility. Like,
what's the window app for people that don't know what that means?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So right, my mother owns a salon in Beverly.
Okay.
It's called Desi's Full Service Salon. She's been there for over 30 years. She's really like one of the first African American, Black, brown salon owners west of Damon.
Okay. On
the South Side, so it's technically still the South Side. Anybody who knows where Evergreen Plaza was. When we had a bookstore over there, their name is anyway slipping my mind, but on that corner, she's been there for a very long time. Long story short, there's a big window, and people probably pass it all the time and don't even know like that's there because it's a big clear window. And so I worked in the window.
So people could see you
on 95th, exactly. Okay. And so they would either be attracted to like, oh, what she's doing, or maybe how my hair was that day, or whatever. I've had people come and be like, I want to get my hair done by you. So it was, that's how I built up, and then hashtagging on, but it was both for sure, visibility, and then how it's carried me is just word of mouth, which is still very, it's guerrilla marketing, but with your mouth, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like with your word of mouth, you're selling people. So
yeah, no, I think people underestimate branding from I guess like not a non-traditional like standpoint. Yeah, because like they think like, and I think people are catching on, but like your brand is pretty much everything.
It is.
And like, so like whether like how you treat people, what you post, if you're posting consistently, so people are like, oh, she do firework, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Or just, like how much you're interacting on platforms, like when you're posting, whether it be like your music now or like your work around hair and nails. Like I think people really underestimate the power of social media.
Yeah.
Even though we're a social media age.
And it's so funny because I think it has to do with balance too. I mean, you, like for me, I just started being more active behind the camera, right? Picking it up, trying to like capture moments as I'm out, because I've always been the type of person. I love learning. I love elevating. I love growing. And so being in a space is nothing like being present. Right, like I love being like present, but sometimes it is about capturing those moments. Right. So it's kind of like it's a balance, but like you said, when it comes to work or whatever, plugging in when you need to, unplugging. And I think that the hustle, go mentality, because you can get it like that, but it's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? Not a sprint.
You gotta run your own race.
You gotta run your own race. Yeah, that part. Dang.
You're welcome. I use that because somebody was talking to me about my son, and I was comparing him to like one of my friends' kids in like their development.
Yeah.
And they was like, your son running his own race.
Period.
And then I was like, well, damn, that resonates for a lot though, like a lot of aspects of life, right?
Yeah.
Because even with this podcast thing, I think a lot of times people are, oh, you're doing great, but then like it's hard to like not compare myself to other people, right? But I am running my own race. So you did the hair. You said your second year was like you started booming, right?
Yeah.
By yourself.
Yeah. My first year I started. Because I just jumped out, started bartending too, by the way, to supplement, and then yes, my second year started turning up.
Okay, so what all jobs have you done? All right, so because we don't did we was doing the enterprise thing, right? Let's get comfortable. Yeah, we
that part.
know each other a little tight, right? Bartending, doing hair, doing nails. What else, if anything?
Just say it's been a journey.
Okay.
And yeah, anything with crafting and creating and making money,
You've done it.
I've been into it.
Okay.
Somewhere. Yeah.
We'll keep it there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So with the hair and nails thing, like, is it something that you want to expand? You want to keep doing this like long term, or is the music where you want to be long term, or is the music just like a passion thing, like you just doing it because you enjoy it?
I do music because I enjoy it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I have goals with music too. Like right now I'm getting ready to speak about short-term goals. I'm getting ready to I'm actually working on a project, Emancipation of RAYMI XO. Okay. So it's and
that's her real name. RAYMI is her real name. I had to ask that earlier. I thought it was an artist name.
Oh yeah, RAYMI is, and so funny because I went with RAYMI the artist to begin with because I was like growing into that, like, oh okay, I didn't want to just be the RAYMI a rapper, RAYMI a singer. Don't box me. That's the worst thing a person could do I think anybody is to box them in, say what they can't do. We on our own race, right? So it's like that looks different for everybody. So yes, I'm working on that. And as far as like hair, I would never want to just completely stop doing hair. Whether it was designing hairstyles, whether it was designing a look. Like I love when my clients come and go, "Oh, girl, this is what I'm wearing," and we go. I'm like, "That look good. Let's do this." Because that's if I can help you go outside and act bad.
You be acting bad?
Let's talk. See, because we finna get into definitions. That's what we was on earlier. We
had a very interesting conversation about sassiness, and we'll get into it. But
so acting bad, but acting good.
Keep the balance.
Keep the balance. Looking good while you acting bad, meaning because people associate gyrating or turning up or being outside with your best self acting bad. So if I can motivate you to be outside in your finest self,
your femininity,
your
bad femininity, right?
See, bad, dark, because the dark is
not toxic femininity.
Not toxic femininity. See, okay, right, yes.
Okay.
Not toxic femininity.
All right. Okay. So, but like, you want to continue to do hair, but okay, it doesn't sound like, from a short-term perspective, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that is like something that you want to always be doing hair or nails or always doing music. So like, I
would love to have a hand in all of it, meaning like if I could work on maybe like dream life is to be working on a show, right? Or like production where I do have a hand in the hair, the nails, or where I could fit. It's so funny because I can't fit in different spaces, but I would love to like help craft some of those things, or just be a part of something like that. Like I would love to work with Issa Rae or Robin Thede. I don't know if you've ever seen the Black Lady sketch show.
I've seen pieces.
It's so funny to me, but I just love the jokes that women can get. You know what I mean? But for me, it's also about just bringing the women together too, but balance too, because we need both. So, but I think more women need to be coming together, as a lot of times, they pit y'all together. Pit against each other, and that's destructive. Or box us. Yep. And so that's ideal. So that's why I'm like, I would never dive out, because okay, what if doing hair on a set, I met somebody, now it's taking me here to work on this, or I have storylines, or I find that people do, or at least in my experience, you end up doing what you did naturally as a kid. Like, and that's another reason, because I feel that, like, if we're going to talk about just the state of, like, kids today, like, my upbringing I'm so grateful for it, because I had the space to be creative, right? Like my parents, let's say for instance, and just left, I had room to create. So we would make little shows like our own Jerry Springers, or, you know, it wasn't like fighting or anything, but it would just be our own talk shows, like Rosie. It was so many different skits we would create, and just like I could go outside and ride my bike, and like I feel like some kids don't have that outlet. They just handed a tablet and told to figure it out, and so now they navigating through a world of like so many options, and that's cool too, because I think they could be, you know, turn up and do their genius with that, you know, and they tool. But I just had the opportunity to be outside and like expand my mind with my friends, and you know, so that is fun to me. That was fun to me, and I could just see that in my future too. You know, but I'm open, and that's so fun, and I think that's. And it's kind of, you know, you have to see it, right, to manifest it, or you have to be like specific about the things that you want to manifest, right? And in order to draw them to you. And I think because I love having my hand in this or that or this, or not being boxed in, so it might seem like a slower paced thing because I'm stretched in different ways to like pour my energy, but it feels in a way kind of rounded or grounded or rounded. Like I feel good in it. I don't know if that makes sense.
You feel good in the chaos?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's a little peaceful.
We're gonna be into, you might be a little chaotic.
It sounds like a little toxic is what you're giving. It's like chaotic and toxic is too close. That's what the look on your face is like giving.
Like she can't really decide which one she want to do.
You know what? It's gonna be making some money.
Hey, making money. I ain't mad at making money. Making money is it gotta be definitely a thing, right? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your music a little bit. Okay. Like from a musical perspective, like I don't like asking when people ask like who would you compare yourself to, but like what are some musical influences that you have? Like, yeah. Because I don't think nobody ever want to be like I sound like somebody. Facts, but
that was a beautiful question. The influences, right? Because you pull from so many different people. So as you were asking me that, I'm thinking immediately off top of Lauryn Hill, Aaliyah, Jay-Z. I love Jagged Edge actually. Tony Braxton. It's
that's an interesting.
Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
Biggie, of course, Tupac, Jay-Z. Beyonce and her entire Destiny's Child, to just seeing her story, man. And then even like I'm gonna be honest, some of like the Delphonic stylistics, like their sound, how it's like that original, you know, like serenading music, you know. So those are
okay.
The list. I said Lil Wayne. Don't play with Lil Wayne. Nicki Minaj.
You didn't say Wayne.
Are you kidding me?
You didn't say Wayne.
Excuse me.
You gotta rewind.
I have to go back and park at the beginning. Start back over. Lil Wayne.
Weezy F Baby.
Weezy F Baby. Please say the baby.
Okay. Dwayne Carter. Got you.
Man.
And Onika.
Mirage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at your social media. And I'm like,
how dare I?
Not even that. It's just like when you said some of the people you said, I was like, now meeting you in person, your energy, is like very Lauryn Hill-ish, very like calm. Your social media, I'm like, you seem very animated, very like kind of intense. So I'm like, okay, I'm waiting to hear the people that
influence the music.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I just now feel at a point, that's why it's the emancipation of RAYMI XO, because I feel that those two people are getting ready to merge.
Okay.
The person that you meet, you know, because I spent a lot of time, I don't know how everybody else spent the pandemic, but I had some real uprooting, soul changing things happen in that time. Getting closer to.
So it was
spiritual. It was shifting me.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. And I'm gonna be honest, I think some of the music that is out or that I have or that I've created, you know, it probably was an outlet for me in terms of what we talk about, the dark feminine energy, to be able to speak on these things. So for instance, Psycho is my last one that I put out. It's very in your face. It's very, me and my cousin worked on that song His name is Deontay. That's my boy. We worked on that song together. I love working on music with him because he knows me. I mean, like, I'm talking about, you know, kids, and it's nothing like having a person who understands you, you know, to craft something with you that represents maybe an emotion or a time or a feeling. And I think sometimes, you know, you see music and you want to say this is who that person is, but maybe I just embody the character there. Or maybe, and you know, a lot of people have said, you know, Remy, when I see your videos, it makes sense. Versus like, because, you know, I get it, there may be a disconnect, especially maybe how I speak or how I show up in my energy, versus, okay, this is an experience. So like, for instance, like I said, Psycho is Harley Quinn. That's an ode to her. I do feel like I channeled some of Nikki's aggression, or like her how fierce she is on like just performing if she's in a character or acting crazy. Roman Polanski, you know, Dungeon, you know, she's in her bag with that. And sometimes we do have rage or chaos inside of us, and we want to express it in a way that, yo, we've been oppressed, you know what I'm saying? Or we've been, so like we think about the story of Harley Quinn. Even if you look at the old cartoons, she was abused. Like, she was getting smacked around by the Joker. You know what I'm saying? Then you come to Suicide Squad. Did you see that movie?
Yeah. I'm a big movie dude.
Me too.
We don't want to...
we could do that.
You don't want to talk about that.
I do.
You haven't seen more movies than me. You ain't more of a movie.
I never said that. And you're a little bit older than me, so I'm going to give you that.
You just don't be... Okay. I thought that was a little bit of shade, but it's good.
No, it's not shade. I mean, but just by experience, first of all.
I don't take this shit that serious. I was just fucking with you.
All right.
But no, like,
it's not no shade.
I'm really a movie dude. Like, I go to the movies in the middle of the day. I used to skip class.
I was thinking about going to the movie after I leave here.
What you trying to see?
I haven't seen Barbie yet, but they told me some good things about that. I mean, we're talking about Margot Robbie, and, you know, I heard Issa's the president. Like, I didn't jump, even though it was on my birthday weekend that it came out, I didn't jump to the movies to go see it. Yeah. I will give it some energy today.
Solo, you know, they was killing it.
They was killing it. I didn't want to. It was too busting, you know. No.
Yeah, I went in there and forgot that they was doing it that day, and I was.
You got bum rushed by Barbie.
I was annoyed. I was like, y'all doing a lot.
So yeah, y'all doing a lot.
I had a Ken doll when I was growing up.
Period.
I just picked it up. I made him be like, I still as a kid I played with action figures, so like I just made him wrestle my other action figures.
That part.
But we don't got to get into that. Like,
thanks for telling us you had a Ken doll.
I did have a Ken doll. It's okay.
I think that's actually pretty lit.
Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of things as a kid that kind of would be like, you did what?
Nah, I mean, for me, I don't care because I always knew I was into women. But like that, I think people don't always have the space to be creative, right? So you're creative, and I was figuring out stuff. Like, I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to walk around in my mom's heels, but it worked out because I have great balance. Like, I don't remember I remember last time I fell. Right.
Like, I've tripped and like should have bust my shit.
Period.
And be like,
nope.
Good.
Period. I think that was a childhood thing though, to be like, we used to let Nikki be free. We used to scream, "Let Nikki be free," and we'd be in our parents' shoes. It didn't matter.
What is let Nikki be free?
We'd run around as children with no clothes on.
Oh.
And in our parents' shoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to run around naked. I'm not even a naked person now. Like, I get uncomfortable.
I mean, I feel it, but
too many clothes off. But I feel you. I mean, I feel like that's the thing that little girls get to do though.
Right.
Little boys told her
put
their thing away.
But see, y'all get to do the no shirt thing all the time.
True.
So it, you know, trade off, I guess.
I guess.
After a certain age, y'all get to do that. We don't get to fucking do that.
And I legit used to walk around in high school after weightlifting without my shirt on. Like, to the point that like one of the gym teachers was like, "You got to put your shirt on when you come in."
Period.
And even in college,
see?
I used to walk around in the dorm room. Shout out to the Ebony Sex Palace, aka Meridian. That was the name of the dorm.
Oh.
Nickname. They called it the Ebony Sex Palace.
Oh.
It was the like young co-ed dorm. But It wasn't on campus. Like, it was off.
So it's like some bachelorette shit, like some.
Well, the floors were split boy girl, so like boys would be on one side, girls would be on the other side. But I mean, y'all using the same. If you're in the middle, y'all using the same showers, right? And like, so. Not the same, like, I'm talking about there's a closet shower. Okay. So, like, a girl got to come out her room in her towel to go to the shower.
Okay.
Or her robe or whatever. And I was the nigga that would walk to the shower just in my towel. or I would just walk around in my shorts.
Letting naked be free.
I mean,
it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, at that time I was a football player and I had a 6-pack. So
I don't know that you should say let naked be free as a football player with a 6-pack. I feel you.
Why not?
Because you just look horrified as soon as I say it. You're like, well, whoa, like we not doing that. That's how you look. Every time I say it, you be like, whoa.
Well, I think in today's society, you can't just be out here with your cock out. So, because you're gonna go to jail or get accused of doing something. So you gotta be careful with those things. What were we talking about before?
Because how did we get on? You know what? The Ebony Sex Palace took us.
Yeah. So we was talking about
music,
being creative. We were talking about damn, I really got lost on that.
Scorpio shit.
All right, and you are a what?
Leo.
Yeah, terrible people.
Great people.
My dad's a Leo, so I'm gonna leave you alone.
Thanks.
But he's an August Leo, so.
I knew there's a Leo you loved in your life.
I love Leos. I got a lot of Leo friends. Apparently, I'm compatible with these people. But
it's amazing.
Y'all all right.
Scorpios are great too. Don't be like that. I have a best friend who's a Scorpio. I love Scorpio people. And I feel special even more knowing that you're a Scorpio, because if you're chosen by a Scorpio, you should feel special, bitch. Because they don't just run up on a Scorpio like, they're going to be like...
Back up.
What's to you?
Yeah, I get told that a lot. I remember we were talking about your influence of Harley Quinn, like you were talking about. Like,
oh, and how my presence differs a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. But, okay, that makes sense though, right? Duality, everybody has layers, right?
Yeah.
So I can understand that. But we've brought up the dark femininity thing a couple of times.
I'm gonna take a sip.
You need to pour up a little bit?
Because we about to get into some things.
All right, we can get, if it gets too far, you can just say pineapples, since you're drinking pineapple juice.
I like that.
Okay. All right, so, a song called Psycho. Okay. What inspired a song called Psycho? Was it dark femininity? Was it ancient nigga? What was you being a psycho about?
You know what? It just honestly started with the love of a beat. We was like, damn, this shit is smacking. Dun,
okay.
Dun, dun. And then it was like, I'm a fan of her. I actually have a Harley Quinn tattoo.
Okay.
So I'm a fan of, it happened after seeing Suicide Squad too.
Okay. You like a real Harley Quinn fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just by way of, she is one of the, I don't want to say first DC, but like a character DC woman kicking ass.
Anti-hero.
Mm-hmm. But very, like in Suicide Squad, to me they did a good job. Even the creator Harley Quinn was like, that's my girl. Like I saw an interview where he was like proud of how they did it, whatever. Mm-hmm. So it was just to see her humor through things, to see her still having to keep a smile on her face but be madly in love with a man who the man comes for her, right? Even though he's toxic as hell, psycho as hell, toxic. And so it's like, but in Suicide Squad, if y'all see it, like he would be like, he's sad without his baby. He broke into jail to go get her. You feel me? Like that's, I don't care what no woman, I don't care what they say. I know that might be romanticizing a thing, but just if we're gonna inflate a thing, right? That would be. What you over there thinking and mulling over, Scorp? Like, cause what you on?
Your ass gonna be in jail.
Oh shit!
I ain't coming. I'm like, if you in jail, you supposed to be there.
Listen, but that is, if we have to really zoom out, you right. You right. But no, well, let me say, if we really zoom out, it's the idea of the man being the leader, and she is the person who is hopelessly following him, and that's her focus, doing whatever, and that's not right, but again, it's in a movie, so we can relate it. It's a story, I think I'm aged enough to know the difference between, like, for instance, just a side note, like, for instance, the boys that's playing Grand Theft Auto as kids, as little kids in the crib, and then we wonder how the Kia boys are so successful. It's because that's what they're simulating in their mind on a regular. And so now,
I ain't never even
let me try it
together, right?
And that's the problem. Not that you're the problem. I think that there are things that are sent to distract us from that type of stuff, but that's a problem.
I mean, I feel like that was growing up, like, they tried to blame the school shootings on video games, like the
And people-
prevalence of shooting games and stuff like that. Like, I think I'm more of a yes and no on that, right?
Okay.
I think structures need to be in place, right? Like, I think if that's all you see and that's all you know, I can understand how that becomes a thing, right? Why you would evolve into that, right? Because I played fighting games and killing games growing up. And they ain't.
But you got to understand how much you were exposed to, because you also told me you had Ken dolls, right? So you're right. I agree with you. It does matter.
I had one Ken
Okay,
doll.
right. Excuse me.
Don't-
Excuse me.
don't put it-
And you know what? When I said Ken, see, that's the Leo thing. It's extreme.
Yeah.
I mean that you.
Yeah.
Pause. You have other options for play.
Mm-hmm.
You have a multitude of things you can dive
and
into.
my parents also made me go outside and touch grass.
Touch grass, put your feet out. We were outside too.
Yeah.
I was like, I got the real knee markings because I was outside. You know what I'm
So you
saying?
was a little tomboy.
Yeah, and what's so crazy is people be like, they think I'm the prissy one, like compared to like me and my sister, because my sister's like, I call her little brother sometimes, not to be that. She's in a man, it's not like that. It's just, she drives 18-wheelers. She was the one that was gonna climb the tree. She's the one rough. I'm talking about, we got on dresses and she like, oh, bitch, I'm what we doing? So I was the more girly of the two because I was in the hair and I was dressing my dolls and I was doing my hair, but I was outside on a bike. I'm scraping my knees. We outside on trampolines. I'm saying
You had balance.
You feel me? So I do agree with you. It is the matter of how much a person is exposed to that, because that's what we talked about earlier. If you give a kid a tablet every time you don't have anything for him to do, or you just don't have the means to get this kid outside or whatever in a sport, now it becomes a psychological thing because they're trapped in a space in their mind, and their mind is what becomes the playground now. Their mind is susceptible to, it's not getting anything deposited into it differently.
Okay.
So it depends on how, you know?
Yeah, and I think also it has to do with like how your parents set up structures, and you know, not to dig too deep in it, but we understand what the households look like in these communities a lot of times, and these structures are not in place. Like,
Agreed.
you know, my dad would have put his foot in my ass, and he wasn't even in the house, but I had to be concerned if that was going to actually
happen.
Right, because
That part.
I knew it would happen.
And you know, mothers, I don't know that they have the capacity all the time to just be digging into kids, especially a boy.
No, I didn't take my mom seriously after I was 10.
And we need the men to be like, hey boy, do what your mom said. Yeah. You need that man to say that to that boy. I don't care what nobody say. That's why I ain't got no kids right now.
Cause you ain't got no. So you single is what you telling? You telling
single.
the audience that you single?
Yeah, I am single.
Oh, okay. Hey, y'all, I will share her Instagram if somebody wants to slide in DMs. Do you answer DM slides?
Oh wow. I
answered
don't.
mine,
You know,
but it was business.
It was business, so I answered them. Make it make sense.
Technically.
Make it make sense.
Technically, you answer them, but not really.
But it depends on, because you just said a DM slide. You didn't say the specifics of this slide.
Okay, so do you answer like DM slides that are shooting shots? Because they're gonna be men on looking at this podcast, and you might.
It just depends. Let me say that in any realm, space, time, do your research first. I think that's half the problem too with men. Men always be like, oh, we always gotta do the shooting and do the. Do your research. Don't just run up on a woman and be like, oh, let me talk to you because you look nice. That's cool, but you might not get.
You might not get what you was
looking for or aiming for. Now, if you just want to do whatever, you know, if you just trying to do a physical thing, all right, you know what I'm saying? Do that. But
can people approach you on the physical?
I mean,
on that wave?
I say physical meaning like, you know, some people might feel that like, oh, we're in passing this one time. You don't know when you're gonna see that person again.
Okay.
I get that. I mean, it's like, okay, I'm attracted. I'm not saying don't act on that. That's natural. If you feel that and you feel attraction, do that, you know. But like, man, I also think it'd be cool to do a little research on that person before. I don't care if you phone a friend, you know, whatever you need to do. Watch her in that environment for a second.
Run the Carfax.
Something. We need. We gonna start the facts
so
on
basically,
people.
you just said. She said, "Do your Carfax before you shoot your shot in her DMs." That's what I just took from that.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
You would research a building before you buy it.
I mean, but how can I research it if I don't know you? I don't know nobody that know you.
I mean, but so that's what I mean by like, if you feel that attraction, that's how it go. You take your time, actually genuinely get to know a person. You can do that. You know, I think.
But how? I'm sliding.
What do you mean?
DM.
So we talking about sliding in DM? Because I said any space. So let me dial back. We going to the DMs.
Yeah, we talking about DMs.
Okay, we going to DMs. I don't answer DMs all the time. I do not typically answer DMs because there is no, just like you said, there may be a disconnection between if I wasn't in my business, music and hair, I probably wouldn't be on social media. It's like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know that social media, it has its beauties, it has some cool things. So I'm not saying I would want to tap out completely, but respectfully,
that wouldn't be a space that you are consistently in.
Yes.
Okay. Would you consider yourself an introvert or extrovert?
I can be both. An introverted extrovert.
The majority of the time.
The majority of the time?
Because everybody has somebody, they like, as I'm getting older, I'm becoming more introverted. But I'm still an extrovert, right?
Okay.
So I'm becoming an introverted extrovert. I used to be an extroverted
I just
extrovert.
said that.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, like, how I presented
Okay.
until I was like in my 30s was this extrovert all the time.
Oh, I see.
But now it's like when I go out, I'm out.
Yeah.
But I'm cool being in the crib.
That part.
But I know people that they go out and they gotta go home after a while.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like there's that balance. Or there not even that balance, I think there's a key difference, right? Like when I was younger, I needed to go outside because if I didn't, I would go crazy. Now I find happiness in solitude or happiness in sitting still. Right? Okay. So and I think that comes with age. You just be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And that's what, it's kind of hard for me to relate that to be an introverted or extroverted, only because I'm hearing growth. You know, I think that in any setting, like a social setting, I can be extroverted. But if that environment is not, or, you know, it depends on the environment. It depends on which version of me you get, you know? And I think that's anybody, right? Like, it depends on the environment. Can I be my full self here? Can I be my most expressive self in this space? Or do I need to back up a little bit? Okay. You know?
Okay, so what about a guy would bring out the most authentic RAYMI?
Emotional safety.
Okay. What does that look like, though?
Emotional safety?
Because it looks different for everybody.
It does.
Because some people don't want you. We were talking about this. Some people don't want you to be, oh, how you doing, baby? Are you feeling good?
What they want y'all to be like, please tell me, because I've been hearing some stories, okay?
I'd be confused.
You be confused.
Yeah, because I'm like, because I've been called toxic. Right?
Oh, because you're a Scorpio. No, okay, let me stop. What?
That might be part of it.
Why have you been called toxic?
I can be aggressive.
Where? How?
My words. My tone.
I can see that. My father's a Scorpio, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and you have a Leo dad.
Correct.
We need to toast to that. I know you ain't drinking, but okay.
Yes. Listen. I have a Leo father.
That's amazing.
And a Virgo mother.
And you a damn Scorpio.
Yeah. It's a very interesting dynamic. Yeah. But yeah, I think a lot of times, like, I'm very opinionated. I got whatever I gotta say, I'm gonna get it off, right? I've been told I have a nonchalant or secure attachment style. Okay. So like, but also like how I treat people, I damn near treat everybody the same.
Okay.
Or I don't really have boundaries with people I'm just dealing with physically and people that I'm like emotionally tied to, because I try to treat everybody with respect. Okay. So sometimes the lines get blurred and people feel some type of way, and I'm like, I'm not trying to do that with you.
Okay, wait. So they be thinking you trying to take it there physically, and you not on there with them.
They think I'm trying to be with them, but I'm just cool with the physical. But because I don't treat you like that,
Okay.
then the lines get blurred because they're like, well, you kicking it with me, you. And I've been called toxic for that.
I mean,
I was just raised right. So.
That's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep because.
You been there before?
No, just I'm unpacking it mentally, and I mean that to say, patriarchy has done a number.
Okay, tell me more.
On society.
Okay.
And I mean that to say, obviously everyone is different, right? You got some men and some women who are just like, give it to me, I'm good after that. Hit them, quit them. You know, like they can, you know, I say it in a song, skeet them and delete them, right? Like that's I hate to, but it's a thing.
I might use that.
Skeet them and delete them, right? Yeah. But, and I say that meaning like, I don't know if you noticed, but like that's why women are becoming more masculine and in that masculine bag. I mean, not aside from the video we just watched, right? Because we just saw one that was really cool before this about what that looks like or where that comes. But women are in their masculine bag of like, just do it to me, whatever. Because we start acting like y'all, right?
Which nobody asked y'all to do.
No, but if you're not given the
except
space,
for Steve Harvey, he did say think like a man. That's crazy. Yeah,
I'm glad you said that. But you know, I think he probably meant well, but at the end of the day,
people with literal,
right?
And it depends on type of men you hanging out with.
At the end of the day, if you do not allow the woman a space to be herself, and I mean by nature, truly herself. I don't mean all that emotional. I'm sad today. I'm talking about herself in her.
Who she is naturally.
Right. If you don't allow that space, then you're going to get something else. Every time.
So giving you the space to be full RAYMI is emotional safety.
Yeah. Okay. Like, just to be myself. Now, I don't mean that hey, getting to know another person takes time. It takes effort. So it really just depends on what a person wants. And I think sometimes we do get caught in like the physical or like this feels good for now. But like if I know or this woman knows, hey, I want to be married, I want to have a life partner, a husband or whatever, then you probably need to be fooling with somebody who wants those same things.
But niggas lie.
And niggas lie. They do lie. But see, that's where...
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
And consistency. Numbers don't lie. You're right. How many times is he shooting in the gym on that board? And I think sometimes we forget to do those, check that out, you know, before you go in with a person. Just because, oh, this looks good. He seems to fit my puzzle piece right here. He seems to be like...
everything I thought I wanted.
Right? But you never check that brain. What is he thinking? What does he want out of this situation? You just kind of... we just went with the flow and it feels good and kiki and whoops, slipped on some dick. Wow.
Slipped those.
Wow, bitch. Now you done got your shit hit over the head.
Now you dickmatized.
But see, people don't know too. Seminal fluid does things to the woman's brain. Men don't know that. And so now y'all wonder why it's crazy. First question that you need to ask, ladies, did y'all have sex? Because people think, oh yeah, we had sex, but so what? No, it matters. It matters.
See, I told y'all on the episode with Witty, put on a condom.
Put on a condom. Put on a condom.
For many reasons.
I mean, but even let me tell you, so respectfully, yes, many reasons. Yeah. However, even if it wasn't just, even if you did put on a condom, right? A man has to give a woman a part of him. One small part of him. Not to call it small, but in comparison to the rest of your body, it's a piece of you. Okay. Right? Women have to open up to receive inside of her body.
You don't want to have this conversation.
Why I don't want to have this conversation?
Because what you just said is why there's a double standard.
Talk to me.
So I've heard people say like, would you, if I have a key that opens up multiple locks, I'm a locksmith, right?
Okay.
But if there's a lock that opens up a lock that opens up to many keys, that's a shitty lock. It is a shitty lock. Right. So that's why I say there's this double.
So wait a minute. Let me run that back. If you have a key that opens up many locks.
I'm a locksmith.
You're a locksmith. But if you have a lock
that's opened up by many keys.
That's opened up by facts. Okay, I'm with you now.
That's a shitty lock.
It is a shitty lock. Okay, so
that's why I said not to distract from what you're saying, but like women have to give up their body, right? They have to give up.
They have to choose, and that's the point. I'm saying that sometimes we, in a society, and first we started off by talking about patriarchy, and I said that has what to me has done a shitty job with what is our purpose here in this world as women and men, right? Okay, we're told to procreate. We're told that our value is in how many kids can you have? Are you married? Do you have a man? Just less than 100 years ago, a woman was allowed to have her own bank account. If you take away the ability for a woman to provide for herself or stack her own money, and only a man can do that for her, what does that tell the man? And what does that tell that woman? That tells the man that these women need me. And that tells that woman that she's not valuable enough to stack her own and have her own and stand on her own. So let me go find a man, because that's what I need to open up a bank account for me. That's just the basics level, right? That's what it's telling a woman, that she's not capable or that she's not enough, or how do I say this, that her job is to be available to men. Let me go find this man, because now you're in survival mode.
Right.
You're surviving. So now people think, what do you like generational trauma, right? That's passed on. That's the stuff that's passed on. So if you're teaching women that their goal is to find a man and have kids, she gonna be out here looking while he out here pimping, while he out here getting to choose.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And it's like, that's what we're taught as little girls, that your value is. Can you keep that man? Girl, you ain't cooking. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. Meanwhile, I'm bloody every month, emotionals. I can show you when my emotions go up and down. I can show you, nobody's teaching women how to cultivate and do those things. Clean your own coochie. Like, where are these, they talking about that you should be here to serve the man. When in the Bible too, and that's just one reference, so I don't, I'm not gonna get into religion, but in the Bible it says that a single woman, her focus is the Lord, is God. A married woman, her focus is her husband. Right. Now, to me, and back to your lock analogy, you're right. There should be somebody in alignment with God, me and God, because nothing should come between me and God unless that man is in alignment and focused on that. Thanks. So I'm saying that to say, if you're taught though, you're beneath a man. And these are how you're raised. It's people that's my mom's age that's still settling, and people that's my age that's still settling because that's what success looks like for them. But then they get in these marriages and they unhappy because they don't even know this partner. They don't even know what he thinks and how he thinks, and they don't know what she thinks. Yeah,
and I think people just in general just be moving in a space of like, I don't want to know, right?
Yup, because it's safe.
Right.
Oh, they think it's safe. Oh my God, that's major.
Yeah. So like, I'm one of those people, like, and I learned this in one of my relationships, is like just being fully transparent. So you ain't got to ask me. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you like all my flaws, all the fucked up shit I've done, so you are able to make a choice, right?
Yep.
Even when I'm dating, like I'll be like, look, unless we've had this conversation about exclusivity, just expect that I'm dating other people.
I love that. You come out the gate with that.
Yeah, like just assume that, right?
And that way she can decide from right there.
If you want to be on, if you cool with that, cool, then we can move forward. If you're not, cool, I understand that. Like I'm not gonna be mad. But I'm gonna move how I move, because that is what works for me. Yep. Right? And I respect you moving how you want to move. Right. But I'm still human, so like there's always gonna be some communication gap. Like if you don't ask again, I might forget to be like, oh yeah, I started dating somebody else. But like, I think people just try to protect themselves by hiding information. Yeah. Whereas if you just told a person, might have been cool with it. Yep. Right. Like I've had women be like, oh, you want to have a threesome, and I'd be like, I didn't even know you was on that. Not really, but it's good to know that that's an option. Yep. I don't know.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, like I think people just need to be more open to communicate like what their do's and don'ts are, who they are, what they've been through, because it helps inform the other person of what is possible.
Absolutely.
That might not, just because you cheated before doesn't mean, I don't believe once you cheat, always you cheated. But like if you cheated before, now I understand that you have the capacity to cheat. Right.
Right.
And
like
now
that's
now I need to unpack why you cheated, where you were emotionally, was something else going on, right? Because I've cheated, but there was shit going on that led me to cheat. You know what I'm saying? So.
I understand.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because I can't say that I've ever cheated.
I mean, it's okay. You're a saint.
Put a halo around my shit when you say that. Ding.
Right.
Ding. But no, you know what? As an adult, engaging in real relationships, I can say that I did not cheat.
How many real relationships you been in though? Pineapples.
Pineapples.
Okay. Because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Pineapples.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. How many relationships have you been in?
3.
Okay.
Like official, like adult relationships. Not like college relationships or like high school relationships, but like adult.
See, it's too many layers. It's too many.
I didn't really,
and respectfully,
I wasn't in a relationship in college for real.
Okay.
I didn't believe in it.
Okay.
I was like, college was for me to experience and socialize. I got my whole life to be in a relationship. So I was like, I'm good.
And see, I think that's dope for you. I think, like I say, it just goes back to too how, even think about how we raise little boys versus little girls. Maybe not today, right? But usually we see little boys. I don't know if you remember hearing this just amongst the melanated folks, but they say, "Oh, he gonna be a little player. He gonna be a little pimp. He's so cute."
I used to be called mannish, all that.
But then when you get the little girls, you be like, "Oh, you don't tell her she gonna be a little player. She gonna be cute." No,
I'd say it. I'd be like, she gonna be trouble.
Okay.
Like, she gonna be having them niggas.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Or the men. Whatever.
Whatever.
Because I think that's, like I told you, I consider myself somewhat of a womanist because I don't really try to put women in boxes. I understand, sexual freedom for women and them expressing themselves. I've never like called a girl a hoe, especially not when I slept with, because I'm like, because then that means I won. You won. Because I slept with you and I knew what was going on, right? But I think a lot of times, I don't know. I don't think I've ever moved in that space because I grew up around so many women. So I just always had enough respect for women to be like, nah. I mean, if you a hoe, you a hoe, and that's cool. Get paid. I used to always say.
I'm about to say, what make you a hoe?
I think being a hoe is a mindset, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really think hoe is a specific number.
I love that.
But I think your mindset about how you go about having sex with people, how you move, it can be hoish. And I'm always like, if you're gonna be a hoe, be a paid hoe. Don't be like a broke hoe.
That part.
But yeah, like I told you, I'm a pro sex worker, all that stuff. Like, because, bro, if it ain't hurting my life, if it ain't hurting people,
yeah,
it ain't really none of my business. You feel me? But yeah, not to make this about me. This is about we was talking about you dating and stuff though. Like, you single, cool. Don't slide in your DMs. Do the research.
Got a new album coming out.
You got an album coming out. Yeah. Okay, what's the name of the album?
Emancipation of RAYMI XO.
Got it. Okay. Anything else you working on other than being at Soho?
Right now that's what I'm working on that I want to disclose. I'm always working on some things, but that's the nearest and dearest so far.
All right, RAYMI. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on for sure. You've been great. Like I said, definitely want to have you back on for part 2 just so we can talk about all the other shit. Yeah. But as always, guys, I wish you peace, patience, understanding, knowledge, wisdom, discernment, health, strength, resolve. So y'all be easy or don't, but understand that every choice has a consequence and every action has a reaction. So y'all be easy.